Hello and welcome to Access Sportsnet. Lakers driven by your Southern California Honda dealers. Chris McGee, Robert Ory, James Worthy, Mike Bresnahan, Allie Clifton's going to join us in a little bit. We're going to hear from Trudell. Lakers shake off the rust and that loss from a couple of nights ago. They turned it up defensively in the fourth, and they kick off the four-game homestand with a win. Lakers end that game on a 23-10 run over the final 6.5 minutes. What'd you see, James?
Well, I mean, I think that bus ride helped them out on the way back from. No, seriously. Look, we know it's going to be work in progress, and we saw a really good concerted effort tonight. There were some mistakes, but they were really playing harder. Like they were focusing a little bit more. The first half, Cleveland, young team, talented team with some really quick guards. They had their way a little bit. But it's a 48-minute game, and I like the way they came back in the second half, particularly in the fourth quarter, and really played some good old-fashioned defense, and that's what got them the win. Some individual play and some good defense.
I watched this team. They're starting to learn little by little to respect all the opponents. I think you came out in the last game where they didn't really respect the opponent. They started joking around. In this game, they came out still a little light. And then next thing you know, they say, oh, these guys are for real. They're coming downhill at us. So they picked up the defense, and it carried over in the second half. And that's what you want to see out of good teams, how you prepare, how you come out in the second half. And their preparation during halftime showed them that, hey, we can win this game.
Yeah, three things I take away from this game. LeBron going downhill a lot in that fourth quarter, just, untouched. No one's going to stop him when he puts his mind to it. Kept going in for the easy deuces. Defense, you guys already hit on it. Much maligned for the Lakers, all right? One of their worst defensive starts in their history. Not in that fourth quarter. Very strong finish for sure. And Carmelo Anthony. I mean, the guy just keeps draining threes from the corner, from up top, from between the corner and up top. I mean, the guy's like 27, not 37 games.
Who chose him? Who chose him tonight?
Big game, James. Unfortunate three by the end. The Lakers almost held them under 100. All right, let's get back to Staples Center. Mike Trudell is with Russell Westbrook.
All right, Russell Westbrook, it's the first time we've had you after the game in this setting. Just wonder what it's like for you being here in L.A., home, seeing the streamers come down. You got Dwight and Melo out there hitting threes. How do you taking it all in so far?
Oh, man, it's great, man. Everything is strictly a blessing. I don't take none of it for granted. I give all the thanks to the man above just for allowing me to be in this situation, this arena, around so many great people. It's a great win for us, and I take care of home court, so I'm happy we won.
All right, so first half, a lot of turnovers, right, for the team. 15 to cut them out in the second half. What was the key to doing that and just getting some possessions?
Getting shots instead of turning the ball over. The first half, they take a lot more shots and a lot more possessions, and we know we put the ball on the scoreboard, people have a hard time beating us. So.
You, LeBron, and AD have all mentioned this is going to take some time, but what are the things that you're starting to see work for you? What are the things you're building?
Just figuring out our space and figuring out what sets work for us, figuring out how to play on the court with each other, and we're going to get it together. That's all that matters is we win the games alone during that time, and that's all that matters.
Finally, Russ, you're home a lot for the next couple of weeks, almost every game but one in Staples Center. Can that help you as you start to build here?
Definitely, man. These fans, the city, we got to take care of home court, and ain't nothing like playing in Staples Center. So.
Appreciate it, Russ.
Thank you.
All right, Rob's Big Four, it says. You see what Drew Miller did for you? Right there, put up Rob's Big Four. LeBron with 20, Russ 19, Melo 24, and AD 15. You look at the rebounds, the assists, 6 for 8 from 3 for Melo. Very efficient night. I do want to start with Westbrook. We'll kind of go around the horn and talk about these guys. Listen, we said without LeBron, he was aggressive. Obviously, the numbers and the production went up on that road trip. How would he stay aggressive with LeBron? They put him in certain situations where he was still able to handle the ball, attack north and south, and also be involved in every part of the game, Rob.
In that first quarter, I think LeBron sits back. So you know what, Russ? Get us going. I can run the lane and do my thing in that way. And as LeBron fills out the game, he can do his thing. But Russ was moving the ball. He came down, he shot a couple of threes. He was doing his pump fake and relocate, like you like to say. There was so many things he did wonderful. And even though he still had too many turnovers from unliking, which was 4, it's still better than 10. And with Russ, you're going to get that because he's so dynamic. He speeds up the game so much that you're going to have some guys that are a little late on the passes.
Something we talked a lot about in the preseason, James, the staggered minutes with LeBron and Russ. When Russ is in there with AD, that's a nice combination that we're seeing. He loves to attack. He can throw that lob. He got AD going as well in that second quarter.
Yeah, the one thing about LeBron, when he sits out a game, he's aware of everything that's going on in the game. Fouls, any missed calls, shot clock. And I'm pretty sure he watched how Westbrook was playing and how he could incorporate himself into that. And I think tonight he did a pretty good job of allowing the game to flow, allowing Westbrook to do his thing. So it is going to take a little time. The things that we were kind of worried about, they kind of took care of tonight, the effort, the defense. So I think tonight they chipped away a little bit at where they're trying to get to.
Yeah, by the way, the Lakers finally figuring out how to stop Evan Mobley. That guy's going to be great. I mean, he was really sticking the Lakers down low. You have to give their bigs some credit because this kid, third overall pick in the draft, he reminds me kind of a younger AD. He really does have it at both ends. And they said, we got to start playing some defense. This is going to be the key for us. And I was really impressed by what they did, kind of walled off that paint in that fourth quarter to really kind of push themselves to the W.
Brez, also interesting to see some of those lineups that they adjusted with in the second half, because first half that defense had moments where it did not look good, but all of a sudden you saw Reeves get a lot of minutes.
Yeah.
Avery Bradley was getting some minutes. Malik Monk only played 4, so maybe Frank found a combination that he was going with around LeBron and AD or Russ and AD. Dwight was getting 19 minutes, so more of a defensive-minded approach.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, there's going to be some panic from the people, from the fans after the game in Oklahoma City the other day. But it's such a long, long season, all right? We talked about this pregame. Still, you're missing 3 really good perimeter defenders. No Kendrick Nunn, no Trevor Ariza, no THT. So Frank's going to have to kind of go with the hot hand defensively sometimes, on some nights. Avery Bradley, good, kind of really in-your-face defense in that fourth quarter tonight. And yeah, the young kid Reeves really kind of showing us a little bit on both offense and defense. Maybe he hangs on to a spot when those 3 guys do come back, but we'll have to see about that. But good job by the kid tonight.
There's a reason these guys are Hall of Famers, because they called it at halftime. I asked you for an adjustment defensively. You talked about the pick and roll. And then offensively, you said, got to stop turning the ball over. They had 15 turnovers. That's a season high at the half. They only turned the ball over 7 times in the second half. Only 2 in that third quarter when they made the run. Huge difference. What did you guys think of LeBron in his return? I know he didn't shoot well from 3, just 1 for 10, but you could just see as that game progressed, he got better and better.
Well, the thing about LeBron is he could be 1 for 10, but people still going to guard him.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people in this league can be 1 for 10. You're going to just wave your hand at and go get the rebound. But that sets up his drive game. His drive game is so nice that he can just, pop back and shoot a 3 when he wants to, or he can go to the hole. But when I look at LeBron, I look how he analyzes the game. What I like best about him tonight, it didn't really stick in his hand. He caught it, he attacked. He caught it, he passed it. And that's the LeBron you want to see, because that way he gets the offense going and not just everybody sitting around saying, let's watch the best player on the planet.
It's amazing that you could be 1 for 10 from 3, James, but have 26 points and 8 assists and still have an efficient line of 10 for 22.
It's amazing. And, you're not going to hit that 3 every night, but he always seems to be still impactful in the game, whether it's a block shot, whether it's, scoring. He always finds a way, makes the right pass. So, yeah, he was back tonight. He surveyed the game early, kind of set the tone early in the game, how they were going to play, and they followed that. And they got some transition buckets, some easier assists, and they moved the ball very well. Everyone got a little touch. So LeBron set the tone tonight, and they kind of sustained it.
Yeah, 1 for 10 from 3, but I saw 9 of 12 from 2. I mean, he really was back to his dominant self down low. And by the way, the 1-3 he did hit was a 36-footer from the logo. So definitely, I think he's probably, kind of getting back into the game a little bit.
Yep.
Kind of went around the arc a lot tonight. And I believe that was the shot right there that we saw. So I liked his activity. Again, the guy hasn't played in, 6 days? I think it was. That was his last game. So I'm not surprised to see him shoot a lot from deep, but this was definitely reassuring to see a lot of that type of activity in the fourth quarter.
Rob, as a shooter, when you come back from an ankle injury, how does that affect your shot, your lift at all, if that makes sense?
It affects it a lot because you need that power. And, if you watch LeBron's threes tonight, he didn't have that little hop. He had maybe like a 6-inch hop when he was knocking down everything. Tonight, it was more like a 3-inch hop. And that can throw your threes off because LeBron is a leg shooter when he's knocking down his good threes. A lot of guys are arm shooters, leg shooters. LeBron is more of a leg shooter because he gets that lift, because if you look at him, all his power comes from his legs.
Yeah, that's the 1 for 10, I think.
Yeah, but by the way, look at the rest of the team. You got to love the efficiency from 3. They shot 44% as a team, even with LeBron maybe being off from deep, 12 of 27. A big reason for that was Carmelo Anthony play at Staples Center. Brez, he was 9 for 12, 6 for 8 from 3, and 18 of his 24 second half.
Yeah, you know he was thinking about the other night. I'm sure they all were. How did we lose this game? We were up 26 points against a very inexperienced team that was winless at the time. Carmelo did not shoot that well the other night, 5 for 14. But tonight, complete turnaround. He really found his spots. Is he their best shooter? I mean, you never would have said this 10 years ago, 15 years ago, when he's kind of working his way up through the league. But he might be their best shooter. He definitely probably is statistically at this point, but really kind of fun to watch him right now, James.
Yeah. I mean, I think everybody came back after the Oklahoma game, did a self-evaluation.
You have to.
And, really thought about what they needed to do for 48 minutes, not for, 2 quarters. And I think Carmelo's been in so many scenarios and so many different, games and playing with teams. And I know he didn't feel good about what he did in Oklahoma. And, veterans usually have a tendency to snap back pretty quickly, and he did.
I think the coaches kind of made a slight adjustment. It might not get noticed, but they shortened the rotation. Monk only played 5 minutes.
Yeah, no doubt.
And so that makes a big difference in a player and how he gets his rhythm. Because you look at the way Reeves played, you look at the way Carmelo played, they had minutes that were a long extended time. Not
Avery
just
Bradley
short
too,
minutes.
Rob.
Yeah,
Avery Bradley.
just not like short minutes, so guys not be coming in and out. He can get a nice rhythm, good flow to the game.
I don't know about you guys, but coming into the season, I would have put Carmelo as maybe their 5th best shooter, 6th best shooter. You got Ellington, you got Bazemore, Kendrick Nunn, 38%, and getting older and better and more wiser in the league. Carmelo, right now, he's number 1 on my list, guys.
Still annoyed a little that it's not a 4-game win streak? All right, I got to let it go. I got to let it go. Would have been a 4-game win streak. They're just
Let it go. Let it go.
Let it go.
Roll it off your back like a duck.
Yeah, water off a duck's back. All right, well, let's get you to the highlights. They lost tonight, though. 113 to 101. Lakers go to 3-3. Cavs go to 3-3. LeBron gets 26 in his return, 10 to 22 with 8 assists. Let's hear from Frank Vogel. He's speaking with Mike in the media.
Frank, what did you see as the reason for all the early turnovers and the defensive miscues, and what were the things that you guys were able to clean up and get back into it?
Yeah, I mean, turnovers, we're still learning each other, and we're still, trying to figure out what it takes to execute great ball security. You know what I mean? It's not all on the ball handler. You know what I mean? When we're not spacing appropriately and we're screening poorly, like we had to call a couple of timeouts to clean up and fix, the ball handler is going to be put in a bad position. So some of it was that. We'll continue to look at the other things, but defensively, disappointed in the first half. I mean, there's no other way to put it. We spent a lot of time trying to get that end of the floor better and improved, and build that cohesion. And we're spirited in some of the timeouts and spirited at halftime, and had a much better second half, in particular in the fourth quarter. And that's the mindset we got to have is, winning time in the fourth quarter. We want to be a lockdown defense.
How much have you liked Melo in that action with LeBron and AD and a screen roll and just kind of him as that spot-up guy? What's the key in that situation?
He's one of the best in the league, in that, way he's transitioned his role, his game. I mean, he's a professional scorer throughout his career, and he's, to his credit, has really made a transition to be an elite catch-and-shoot guy, that has good size, that can shoot with a hand in his face, and 6 for 8 from the 3. A lot of huge buckets, big part of the win.
Frank, we've been talking about your defense for a couple days now, and you see that fourth quarter, 16 points. What does that represent for you, and what do you think you guys did really well in that final frame?
Yeah, it's a step. I think we got our bigs up on some great ball handlers, whether it was Sexton or Garland, and I thought we fouled. We didn't really foul less, but when we were able to not foul, that's when we gained some traction. But I've been winding our guys up to protect the damn rim way better than we're doing, and it was very disappointed in the first half. And we continued on the theme. That's the whole theme of the day, and we had some great rim collisions in the fourth quarter. Finally, and that's something we can build on.
Right, there was a lot of basketball after this sequence I want to ask you about, but towards the end of the first half, LeBron and Russ had consecutive plays, I think, where Russ is pushing it and finds LeBron, and they're both going breakneck speed. How have you seen that start to coalesce, their chemistry in the open court?
The open court chemistry has been there since day one. Like when I was talking to you guys about how good they've looked in practice, that's what I've seen. Like those open court situations have been really dynamic, really exciting, really fun to be a part of, and and we're seeing that. We saw that tonight. Like the plays or the sequence you just alluded to. So, we have to defend, to create those, and we got to play without fouling, to create those open court situations, and we haven't done that enough. But we're working very hard on it, and we're making progress. Tonight was a big step. We're a second half, a bad second half, a complacent second half away from a 4-game win streak, and I like the direction we're going.
Up next for the Lakers is the Rockets on Sunday night.
Especially with two dynamic guards like that. It's awesome.
Austin Reeves scored 7 points off the bench. He spoke with Mike in the media a few minutes ago.
Hey, Austin, just wondered at halftime, was there a particular message or anything from the coaches about the defensive side of the floor and how you came into have a big impact on that end?
The coaches just preached to stay with our schemes and really just execute our schemes, and we'll be fine. They did a really good job on the offensive rebound, which they do. I think they're 4th in the league on offensive rebound. So we knew going into the game that's what they do, so we really needed to just stick to our scheme and just go out there and play as hard as possible.
Austin, playing hard seems to be something that as soon as you step on the court, like, you can't avoid it. Have you noticed the way you play rubbing off on even more veteran, experienced teammates, or just maybe, particularly in that third quarter, the way all of you seem to play kind of hard together?
Yeah, I feel like energy is a real thing. Like you can feel it. You can feel negative energy. So when you bring positive energy, I think everybody just feeds off of it. Everybody really brings positive energy. It kind of starts with Dwight and Russ. They're talkative all the time, bringing good energy. But really just, I know my job is to go in and play as hard as possible, do anything I can do to help the team be successful. So that's what I try to do. And if it gets us going, then good.
Austin, is there a sense within this team that you guys are kind of close to figuring some maybe bigger picture things out? That's probably the best defense consistency stretch you guys have had this year. Has that felt kind of close and maybe just a little out of reach before tonight?
I mean, yeah, this is our 6th game, so it's still going to take a little bit of time to really get everybody clicking on the same cylinder, just because I think there's 11 or 12 new guys on the team. So chemistry is a big thing, and really just playing with each other over and over again is going to build that. So it's going to take a little longer, but we're taking the right steps forward.
Thanks, Austin.
Thank you.
More to come on Access. Lakers get the win. AD, couple of home and homes coming up. Halloween night, Sunday, and then Tuesday against the Rockets. Then the Thunder come back to town. You know what happened last time they played, Ron? Then it's in Portland, and then LaMelo Ball, the Charlotte Hornets, come to Staples. Your Lakers held the Cavs under 111 points and won the game, winning you 2 free tacos with a drink purchase from Jack in the Box tomorrow. Ranch. Just ask for the Lakers deal when you order. Valid only at Los Angeles area restaurants. Go Lakers and go Jack. We got tacos, Rob.
Hey.
Hey.
We love tacos.
We love tacos.
We love tacos.
All night long.
All night long, big game. Rob?
Yes.
Access 360, what are you breaking down?
Well, right here we're going 360. So we're going to show you the return of the King, LeBron James. So there's a lot of good plays here. This is some things we missed. This first play is patting LeBron, spin baseline. Look how he tight roped that baseline. But you know what? He's always watching. He sees Dwight spin, go to the middle, and lays it up or dunks it to Dwight. And here's another position. He's coming out. He's eyeballing everything. Nice pass by, oh, nope, it was picked off by the Bama kid. But the Bama kid, you got to know LeBron is going to track that down and make up for his mistake and get a turnover. So right there, he gets a block. Now we're off to the races right here. Kick it up to Westbrook. Westbrook is one of the best passers in the game. You know, he's a triple Triple guy all the time. LeBron streaking right there. That takes a lot of talent, kids. One step, lay it up, nice. Right here, we off to the races again. Westbrook, 3-point. He always making things happen. Three
Nice
defenders watching him. But this right here, fast breaks don't always have to be fast. Right there, LeBron kind of took his time, read the defense, saw that hole, went through it, laid it up. Fast breaks don't have to be fast, but they have to be efficient.
Yeah, 13 fast break points, points in the paint, 60-44. So the Lakers winning that battle as well. What did you see from LeBron tonight? Brad?
Yeah, really like just about everything he did. Obviously, we touched on a three-point shooting, and maybe he just needs to get a little bit more of his legs under him. But just the strength, it's always there. That's a trademark of his game. When he starts bowling past people, knocking people down, no one's going to take a charge from this guy. He's so strong around the basket. His shot chart, I just took a look at it. It's kind of funny. You know, you got some misses around the perimeter for sure, but everything in the paint is like a circle. You know, it's like basket, 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 basket. Like a bowl of Cheerios down there for him today, James. He just was unstoppable once he got that momentum going forward.
9 of 12 from twos, you were telling me earlier. Yep.
Yeah, I think the team as a whole has to and did in the fourth quarter, second half, understand who they're playing. You know, you're playing Oklahoma, you got to kill them inside. Tonight, they did what they had to do in addition to the defense. I think 60 points inside. LeBron, he notices that. He notices no one's going to stop him if he's going downhill. They're not going to take any charges. So I think they kind of honed on that, slowed the game down. They got through the line a little bit more by doing that. So, yeah, they're chipping away at it.
I don't have the time to check, but most chase down blocks in the history of the game, LeBron James?
Cooper might be up there. You got to check out Cooper there. Cooper's pretty good at that.
Pretty good. All right, more to come on Access. We'll get a little more reaction from the Lakers on the other side as Melo goes 6